welcome to side 2 of this British Telecom tape from Des Chandler and myself, John Henty. On this side, we're concentrating on BT's Directory Enquiries service. You've probably heard that from the 2nd of April 1991, British Telecom will be charging for this valuable service. Richard Czartoryski is BT's Corporate Communications Manager.
What we're doing is introducing what we believe is a fairer system for directory inquiries. We have a package of measures. First, we're reducing the cost of UK phone calls by about 6% on average from the 2nd of April next year. Second, we're introducing from that same date a system where only those who use the directory inquiry service pay for it, and not everybody as at present. Third, we are providing a free service for disabled customers and others who are unable to use the phone books. Fourth, we're giving free service from public payphones and other payphones where the renter has decided to opt for a free service. And finally, we have a couple of alternatives for those customers who make a lot of use of the directory inquiry service, mainly businesses, I think. We have a system where they can go straight into our computers and pull out the numbers directly themselves, and we also will have on offer a compact disc which contains all the numbers of Britain's phone books, and they can help themselves as long as they wish to the numbers.
So this will be a fairer way of distributing the costs of directory inquiries?
Well, yes, because you have to understand that the service is not free at present, as a lot of people think. It costs £250 million a year to run. That's on average about £10 for every customer. So why should all customers pay for the use which is made by, in fact, only about 1 in 4 of our customers make regular use of the directory inquiry service. So yes, we believe the system will be fair, and because of the reductions in call charges, will leave most customers better off.
Which has to be good news, for if you're anything like me, when it comes to making a telephone call and you can't remember the number, or it's an organisation you've not been in touch with before and therefore don't know the number anyway, you pick up the telephone and dial 192 for British Telecom's ever-reliable directory inquiries service. Prompt, patient staff who have all the information literally at their fingertips. And until now, that information has been offered to the British public free of charge. However, most use of the service is made by only 1 in 4 of British Telecom's customers, so the majority end up subsidising a minority. From April 1991, as we've just heard, British Telecom is going to introduce a fairer user-pays system, and will be using the revenue it expects to get from calls to directory inquiries to reduce call charges generally by around 6%. There are exceptions to this new rule of charging for calls to directory inquiries, and in the next couple of minutes I hope to clarify what these exceptions are. In brief, if you suffer from a disability which prevents you from using printed phone books, there's a special directory inquiries service available to you, free of charge. You see, in accordance with the British Telecom licence, any person who is so blind or otherwise disabled as to be unable to use a telephone directory in a form in which it is generally available will be eligible for free service, and you'll still benefit from the reduced call charges being introduced. You do not have to be registered disabled to qualify. To find out if you do qualify, there's a free helpline number to ring any day from 8 AM to 8 PM. The number is 0800 919 195. People who are eligible for this service need to register by completing a short application form. British Telecom's trained operators will help you fill in the first part of the form by asking for your name, address and telephone number. Also, does the phone belong to you? How often do you expect to use the service? Would you like your membership card in Braille? You'll then be sent the completed form, which you will simply need to sign and date. Then ask your district nurse or occupational therapist or social services employee or a representative of a recognised caring organisation to sign the health certificate on the second part of the form. Then simply post the form to British Telecom in the postage paid envelope enclosed, and they'll confirm receipt by return of post. On approval, you'll receive a card with your personal number in Braille if you prefer, which lets you use directory inquiries free. The card has been designed in large print to help partially sighted customers. So, making a free directory inquiry call is then a simple matter of dialing 195 and quoting your personal number when the operator answers, and then giving your name. By the way, like other directory inquiry calls, there'll be a 2-number limit per call, and those blind and partially sighted people who are employed can use the service for business purposes. To recap on those points, Des spoke with Richard Czartoryski and asked him how he could find out whether he's entitled to the free directory inquiry service.
Basically, Des, any of our customers who are blind or who have a disability or a medical condition which prevents them from using the phone book qualify for a free service. And we have a free national helpline which you can ring up and find out more information about the service. That's on 0800 919 195.
So I ring that number. What actual information will I have to supply?
Clearly the most important information is your name and address and also what your disability is. We also ask you to get the form signed, certified by somebody. For example, it could be a health or medical worker, it could be a district nurse, an occupational therapist, a social services representative, or a representative of a caring organisation.
What happens, Richard, if I'm rejected? God forbid.
Well, of course you can appeal. We have a list of disabilities which we believe qualify for free service, but they're by no means exhaustive. So if you think that your disability qualifies, then we will reconsider it and consult with our medical advisors, and we'll add it to our list of qualifying disabilities if that's the case.
Tell us some more about this personal identification number and this card.
Well, once you've completed your form, sent it back, and you're registered, we will send you a card, credit card size, which contains your personal identification number in large type. We also have a Braille version if you prefer. And you use this number every time you want to ring for a free directory inquiry call. You just ring 195, that's your exclusive directory inquiry service. Quote your name and your number and you'll be given a free directory inquiry service.
How many inquiries can I make per call?
You can ask for 2 numbers for each call, which is as at present.
And if I actually need international directory inquiries?
You use 195 for both UK and international calls, and you'll receive them both for free.
And of course, me being a telephonist, I use directory inquiry service quite a lot. Am I allowed to use it in conjunction with my job?
Absolutely. You can ring 195 for free directory inquiry service from home or if you're employed from your business place.
Will the actual card be issued annually?
No, it won't. We do have plans eventually to reissue cards and keep track of people who are registered for the service, but there will be nothing in the first 2 years.
I am quite bad, I must admit, Richard, on losing things. What happens if I lose my card or I forget my personal identification number?
If you lose your card, just give us a ring and we'll send you a new card with a new personal number for added security. If you just forget the number on the odd occasion, then again, give us a ring. We will issue you with a new one.
I believe you also have set up a new bureau to handle all these inquiries.
That's right. We have a new directory inquiry centre at Hillsborough in Sheffield. It cost about £10 million to put in place.
Wow.
It's up and running now, and it's dedicated for the 195 service.
I believe you actually employ some disabled people. Is that right?
That's right. We want to employ as many disabled staff as we can, and we've been working closely with the local disablement resettlement officer to see if we can find some suitable staff, and in fact we have found a number already.
It's always nice to hear. Richard, when does this all come into effect, and what sort of action do I need to take now?
The reduction in call charges and the new directory inquiry system will come into effect from the 2nd of April 1991. However, the free service for blind and other disabled customers is already in place, so we would urge you to phone the helpline number or register as soon as you can, and you can start using the 195 service as soon as we've registered you.
And that number again?
That number again is 0800 919 195.
So all you blind and partially sighted listeners out there, get your application form in, get it filled in, get it certified, send it back, get your personal identification number and your card, and then you can start using the 195 free service from British Telecom. Richard, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Des.
Richard Czartoryski of British Telecom. I tell you what, Des, we've got a telephone. Why don't you try that number now, okay?
That's a good idea, John. I'll do that.
Right.
0800 919 195.
Good morning. Thank you for calling British Telecom. How may I help you?
Good morning. It's Mr. Chandler from Lewis. I'm actually blind and I'm phoning up for an application form for the free directory inquiry service.
Right, Mr. Chandler. Are you calling for yourself?
I am indeed, yes.
Right, if I could just take your details then, like your name, your address and your personal details. We will send you an application form.
Right, super. It's Mr. D. Chandler.
Mr. D as in David. Could I also ask your first name, Mr. Chandler?
Desmond. D-E-S-M-O-N-D.
Mr. Desmond Chandler, thank you. And your address, Mr. Chandler?
It's number 1.
Well, that seems simple enough. Des, what's your reaction to that?
Quite easy, quite simple. People mustn't be scared. Do it. Get your application form now.
Absolutely, and we'll await yours through the post, Des. By the way, if you are blind or partially sighted, you can also dial either 192 or 195 from a payphone for a free directory inquiry service. BT does not charge for directory inquiries from payphones. If you'd like general information about products and services available to assist people with special needs, the helpline on 0800 919 195, yes, that number again, will be pleased to send you a copy of BT's Guide to Equipment and Services for Disabled Customers. In a recent audio tape called British Telecom 1990, it was implied that disabled customers needing special assistance in getting their calls connected could dial the operator on 198. In actual fact, 198 is only available in some parts of the country. In most places, disabled customers should use 100 for special assistance. British Telecom is sorry for this error and apologises for any inconvenience caused by it. However, we do hope you've enjoyed this tape. From Des and I, goodbye.